What's up guys, it is the T-Ball and I'm back with another video. Before I start, if you guys would leave a like and subscribe for more Brooklyn Nets, Lakers, and NBA videos, your support is greatly appreciated, as I'll be putting out some great content throughout the rest of this offseason and throughout the regular season as well, so be sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications so you can stay updated on when my newest video will be coming out. So I've started a new segment called By the Stats, where I will be comparing two NBA players against each other and seeing by stats which one is better. So today we're going to be doing Lonzo Ball and D'Angelo Russell. So if you guys didn't know already, Lonzo Ball was selected by the Los Angeles Lakers in the 2017 NBA draft as a second overall pick, while D'Angelo Russell was a former second overall pick who was selected by the Lakers as well, and he was traded to the Nets along with Timofey Mozgov for Brook Lopez and Kyle Kuzma, who was a 2017 first round draft pick. So Ball played great for UCLA last season, where he averaged 14.6 points per game, 7.6 assists per game, 6 rebounds per game, 1.8 steals per game, and 0.8 blocks per game in 25.1 minutes per game. And he also shot 55.1% from the field, 41.2% from 3, and 67.3% from the free throw line. Lonzo Ball then decided to go off in Summer League, where he averaged 16.3 points per game, 9.3 assists per game, 7.7 rebounds per game, to go along with 2.5 steals and 1 block per game, where he eventually won the Summer League MVP award. He had multiple double-doubles and triple-doubles during his time, but he did struggle with his shot, as he finished with averages of 38.2% shooting from the field and 24% shooting from three-point range. So as I just said, Ball struggled with his shot, which will likely translate into his rookie season. He will be playing against longer and bigger defenders, which will make it harder for him to get his funky-looking shot off. However, he will have a tremendous impact on offense, as he will find guys for open shots and great easy scoring opportunities with his magical passing and tremendous court vision. I also think he will be decent on defense, as he is long and has some very nice height for his position. And I think he will be able to disrupt opponents' shots with his long arms, and he should be able to poke the ball away at times as well. On the other hand, Russell is a very interesting case. Russell was solid for the Lakers last season with averages of 15.6 points per game, 4.8 assists per game, 3.5 rebounds per game to go along with 1.4 steals, 0.3 blocks, and 2.8 turnovers per game in 28.7 minutes per game. He also shot a below average 40.5% from the field, 35.2% from 3, and 78.2% from the free throw line. So while those are some nice stats, he did have a league average PER of 15.36, and in advanced stats he wasn't really too good, as he had a offensive rating of 101 and a defensive rating of 113, an OBPM of 1.1 and a DBPM of -1.6 for an overall BPM of -0.5. Not to mention, he struggled with turnovers, as he had an assist to turnover ratio of 1.745, and Russell was simply not that good for the Lakers last season if we go into the advanced stats, and he was a huge net negative on defense. However, some of his struggles last season could be blamed on injuries last season, as he missed a total of 19 games during the 2016-17 NBA season, and I think being the main scoring option for the Lakers last season did hinder him a little bit, as I don't think he was really ready for that role in only his second year in the NBA. And not to mention, with Russell working hard on his shots and his game this past offseason, as we've seen through some videos and some reports, he's definitely in for a big improvement in his game. And I also want to point out that in this upcoming season with the Nets, his main role will be scoring, and he will be sharing ball handling duties with Lin, where he'll be playing more off ball and not be pressured into making plays and finding guys for open shots for his teammates. But still, is he better than Lonzo Ball? So obviously it's very hard to compare these two on their games alone, as Ball hasn't even played a single game in the NBA. But we have seen a lot of great stuff from Lonzo Ball, as Lonzo Ball did put up, as I said before, some ridiculous stats in Summer League, but then again, it really is just Summer League, and his stats were much better than Russell's stats in his first Summer League, where Russell averaged 11.8 points per game, 5.2 rebounds per game, 3.2 assists per game, to go along with 1 steal and 0.2 blocks per game on 37.7% shooting from the field. Russell would go on to finish his rookie season averaging 13.2 points per game, 3.4 rebounds per game, 3.3 assists per game, 1.2 steals, and 2.5 turnovers per game on 41% shooting from the field and 35.1% shooting from 3. So at least in Russell's case, it was shown that his Summer League stats were pretty comparable to his stats during the regular season in the NBA. Actually, Russell's stats in the NBA were better than his Summer League stats. So I think it's pretty fair to estimate that Lonzo Ball's stats in the Summer League were not a fluke, and that they should be comparable to the stats he will have in his rookie season in the NBA. Another thing that will help Ball's case in being a better player than Russell overall next season, at least in stats, will be in the fact that he has better talent around him. He has guys like Brook Lopez, Jordan Clarkson, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, and a bunch of other guys as well on the team, compared to the Nets roster, which is still, in my opinion, as a Nets fan, much better than last year's, and is still pretty solid, as the Nets have guys like Jeremy Lin, Allen Crabbe, DeMarre Carroll, Hollis Jefferson, LeVert, Whitehead, Kilpatrick, and some other solid players as well, so I definitely don't think the Nets will be too bad next season. But with Ball having better talent around him, those guys will definitely take some offensive pressure away from him, as defenses will be definitely focusing in on him, Lopez, Ingram, and the other guys as well, so it won't be all just on Lonzo, where on the Nets it's going to be mainly focused on Russell and Jeremy Lin as the two main guys who will be doing most of the scoring and the playmaking for the team. I also want to point out that the Lakers will be having KCP most likely starting for the team next season, and KCP, if you guys do not know already, is a tremendous shooter, so it gives Lonzo Ball another guy to pass to for the easy open three, and KCP is a lockdown defender, so KCP will most likely be guarding the opponent's best perimeter player, while on the Nets it's most likely going to be Jeremy Lin who's going to be doing most of the guarding, but it's likely that he will switch with D'Angelo Russell guarding the opponent's best player, as while Lin is a better defender than Russell and the stats show, Russell does have some length and it will give him some good experience to guard some of the best players in the league, while Lonzo on the Lakers will most likely be guarding the opponent's weakest perimeter player. And this is bad for Russell in not his development as a defender, but in his stats, as if Russell does in fact guard or spend a good amount of time guarding the opponent's best perimeter player, it's most likely that the guy will have some easy scoring opportunities against him, as Russell is still not exactly a developed and disciplined defender yet, which will definitely hurt his defensive metrics in the advanced stats category. So overall, I do think Ball should have the overall better stats in the assists and rebounding categories next season, but Russell should have the upper hand in the scoring and efficiency categories next season due to his role as being the main scorer on the Nets next season, and the fact that even though he will be one of the main focal points of the Nets next season, he does have 2 years of prior NBA experience under his belt, where going into his third year in the NBA, he should have some more experience and knowledge on getting his shots off, and obviously hitting his shots. But I do think Ball should be overall a better defender next season than Russell, at least in the advanced stats categories, as Ball, as I said before, will most likely be guarding the opponent's worst perimeter player. But, you know, this isn't anything to take away from Ball's defensive ability. He is solid on defense, at least he was in college, and he does have some great height and length compared to Russell, and we saw his height and length used very well in the Summer League and in UCLA, where he was able to poke the ball away multiple times throughout the games and block opponent shots, as well as he did average 2.5 steals and 1 block per game in the Summer League. So just overall, it will be hard to judge who will be the better player next season given the circumstances and the roles that each guy will be playing for their respective teams. And as I said before, the fact that Lonzo Ball has not even played a single game in the NBA. But for what I predict, I think Ball will have the better overall season in at least the stat categories, and he will have the biggest impact on his team, as his passing ability can really not be overstated, as it really showed in Summer League, where he helped guys get some open and easy shots, and he made Kuzma into one of the greatest scorers in the Summer League. So that really goes to show, even though Kuzma is a solid player, or looks to be a solid player, Ball, I think, made him look even better by setting him up for open and easy shots. So that's a wrap. Thanks guys for watching. If you guys did enjoy this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, and also tell me which players you want me to do a comparison video on next. This was kind of hard to do, as obviously, as I said before, Ball did not play a single game in the NBA, and both guys will be having very different roles next season for their respective teams, but I hope both of those guys are successful next season and somehow they lead their teams to the playoffs. While it's pretty unlikely, we'll see what happens next season. So yeah, if you have any suggestions on what you want me to do for my next Spider Stats videos, if you have any critiques or, you know, some constructive criticism, let me know. Obviously constructive criticism, not just, you know, hate or whatever, and I'll definitely take everything into consideration, as this was my first video for this type of series that I'll be making. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon for my next video, and hope you guys all have a great one. Peace.